in order to store a Bootstrap model, we have included these two CDNs. Okay. So after including these two CDNs, what I will do is I will create a container. So inside container, I will create a div with class model. So for Bootstrap models, we follow a specific structure. The outer div must be decorated with model class. Okay. So and then inside the model class, so what we should give is model dialog. Okay. And inside the model dialog, we should create a div with class model content. And inside the model content, we will be having model header, model body, and then model footer. So this div which we have decorated with model, we should give some ID attributes. So in order to show and hide the model, we need this ID attribute. I will name it as my model. So inside the model header, I will say success in H1 tag. So in model body, I will say in strong tag. Congrats, you have launched the model. So in the model footer, I'll create a button. I will say it as close. Class I will give button, then I will give button primary. So in order to close this model, right, I should say data vs dismiss model. So once I click this button, this model should disappear, and that is the reason I'm giving data vs dismiss model. So in order to launch the model, I should create a button. So I'll create a button. I'll say launch model. I'll say button primary. So what is the two important Bootstrap attributes we should remember for any components like popover or tooltip or your accordion collapse? So we have to remember two properties always, which is data vs toggle. So if it is a tooltip, we will give it as a tooltip. If it is a popover, we will give it as a popover, or if it is a collapse, we will give it as a collapse. So in this case, I should give it as model, then data bs target. So which section of the HTML document you are going to show it as a model? So I should say hash and then this ID property, right? So this is the section which is going to act as a model, right? So I should give this ID. Okay, I have got a button called launch model, and on clicking it, what is happening? It is saying success. Congrats, you have launched the model, and then close button. On clicking it, the model should dismiss. Because of this, database dismiss equal to model property, right? So these models, it is something similar to the alerts which we show in JavaScript, right? So whenever we submit a form, or whenever if there is some error in the form or any validation error, so in those kind of scenarios we can show this model, like so this is basically what we have given it in the model header, right? And this is model body and this is model footer, right? So all these three tags must be nested inside a model and a model dialog class. So if you want to display it in the center of the screen, so you should decorate this model dialog class with model dialog centered. Okay, so let me go to Chrome and refresh the screen, and if I say launch model, you can see the model is getting displayed in the center, right? And if you click outside the model should get closed, right? So this is the default behavior of the model. So if I give database backdrop equal to static, what is happening is if I click outside the model will not close. Okay, so the default behavior is like for any Bootstrap model, if you launch the model and click outside the model, it will close. So we have to say database backdrop equal to static. If you say like that, if you click outside the model, it will not close. Go to the Chrome and refresh the screen. So what is happening? The model is getting displayed in full screen. So apart from it, if you want to decorate your model with some background color, right? So background primary I will give. Maybe for a model, maybe for model header, I will give background primary, right? Then text white. There is one Bootstrap class called text white. So what's happening? So it is getting displayed in a background primary color. So apart from it, we can play around with the existing Bootstrap classes. So if you want to display a model in the center, you can use model dialog centered and model full screen. If you want to display it in full screen, so you should just append it next to your model dialog class. So for dismissing the model, you have to say database model dismiss equal to model.